How you doing, everyone? Happy Friday. Coach Andrew coming to you live from my basement. I want to apologize for the last-minute cancellation of practice today on Friday. I'm recording this on Thursday, but you're going to be watching this Friday. What I wanted to do, instead of giving you no volleyball whatsoever on Friday, is took a few minutes and put together a few highlights of some of the things we did very, very well as a team and some individual plays this past weekend, the game that we just played. Coach Nancy and I have really been harping on defense and movement and jousting and playing up on the net. So I figured put together just maybe a 5-minute video that highlights some of the things that we're doing really, really well. Because I think from the outside looking in, if you guys get to actually see yourselves execute the things that we're talking about, that may hopefully make it start to click a little bit more and get us even more prepared for our game tomorrow, Saturday. So without further ado, let's get started. So this first clip here is a good example of we're serving the ball goes over, they get a bump, set, and as soon as we see that the hit's coming from the right side, as soon as we see that, we got our two blockers that are in our position to block. We've got Katie's already dropped off the net, getting ready to defend her area right there. Katie is staying home, and Madison is sitting there squared up, getting ready to defend that area in front. Ball comes across, Madison makes the play, Katie gets the set, so excellent example. Next example is pretty similar. They're serving. Kaya gets a good serve receive in, gets it to the setter, hit over to Katie. What I love about that is right after Katie hit the ball, what did we do on defense? We went from attacking, we got a bump, set to the hitter, we hit, and as soon as we hit, boom. Look at where our defenders are. Katie's getting up on the net after she hit. Maggie and Kaya are up on the net ready to defend. Katie has gone home to defend her home position as the setter, and our back row players are ready to defend in the back row. So awesome. The other thing I really love about this clip is if we take a look at hit goes across, they get a bump, set, but they overset it. So their set came really close on the net. Maggie was ready for it, just in case someone was there. So even though they weren't actually hitting it yet, she saw the ball was coming right on the net, and she was using all that jousting and that punching that we've been practicing. She was ready to sit there and fight for that ball, just in case someone was there to punch it. No one was, but she was there ready for it. So awesome job, Maggie. Next clip here, we got a bump, set. Hit's coming from the outside, another great example. Katie's a little late coming over, but that's fine. We have our two people jumping up to block. Kaya, she's our setter. She sees that as soon as that ball isn't coming to her, she's running up to get into setting position. Madison's facing the ball, getting ready to creep forward. And she was a little late getting to the ball, but that's okay. She was ready for it. The one thing I will say is what we really focused on a lot at our last practice is when they're getting ready to serve or when they're getting ready to hit the ball, like right there, let me back it up just a little bit. Once they're getting ready to hit the ball, what we want to be doing is coming down on the balls of our feet. What we did here is we were still kind of standing up straight a little bit, and once that ball was hit, we then had to come forward and go get it. Whereas when they're getting ready to hit, if we're on the balls of our feet, now we're coming forward, and that enables us to get that jump on that ball and get it in the air. But everyone moved perfectly. Everyone was right in the position. So again, really good example of everyone becoming really familiar with the system. Another example of a bump, set. It's coming from the side. Again, great example. We've got our two blockers. Kaya's defending her home position. Back row defenders are down and ready. Sarah, who is our left blocker, she realizes she's not blocking, so she's coming off to defend in the perfect spot. She doesn't want to back straight up over here. She wants to come over and defend this little area here. Hit come across. Great defensive play by Maggie. Katie gets it up in the air, and we defend that hit, get that ball over. So perfect example of our defense working exactly how we want it. This one here, another bump, set, hit's coming from the middle. I love this one because this one here, the hit coming from the middle, we should only have one blocker. Madison's doing a great job getting up there, getting as high as she can. Almost looks like she may have even gotten a finger on that ball. And we got the twins, Katie and Sarah, because they're not blocking, they start, I'll do it in slow motion here, are coming off the net to defend. Kaya, defending her home position, is there to make the play. Pop that ball up in the air. I also love how Katie was there to support Kaya. She wasn't just watching, she was following it. So in case she needed help, she was there for it. Kaya gets that ball in the air. We get the set, and Katie gets a good push over to the other side. So a great, great example of good team defense. So we're serving on this one. They get a good defense, good set. Hits coming from the right side again. Kaya's a little late on the jump there for the block, but Maggie is right there. We know how much Maggie likes to block. Katie does another great job of coming off the net. Rewind it a little bit. She sees the hits coming from the opposite side, so she immediately doesn't wait for the hit. She immediately comes off, down and ready to defend. Just absolutely awesome to see. Sarah makes a real good defensive play to get that ball up in the air. And I don't think we won that point, so that's why I think I cut it off there. But again, great, great movement on our defense there. This one here, bump, they're setting. They got a hit coming over on the right side. Look at those blockers jumping at the exact same time. Great seeing that. Julia does a great job of not leaving home. She defends her ball. She yells setters out. Sarah's got her back, goes over to Karenna. Karenna gets our hit. Another great example of moving off, everyone playing their positions exactly how we want. Here we serve the ball, Karenna serves the ball, they get a bump set, they got an awkward hit, but this one is awesome because look what Madison does. So they defend the ball, it goes to their setter is setting it, but it's a bad set. Madison sees that it's a bad set. Look at her, Madison on the left here, she's already starting to move before the person's even hit it. So she's coming off the net, and she's already getting herself into position. So when the ball comes to her, look at that perfect position she's in. Because she was moving ahead of time, she anticipated that she wasn't needed, so she was backing up off the net. She was able to get a perfect position pass, get that ball up in the air. Great set by Kaya. And we couldn't quite get the hit, but Julia safely passes it over. Good decision. Our defenders are up on the net again, ready to defend. They get another bump set. And here they get another hit, and what I love about this one, we don't win the point, but Cassidy and Julia were right there. Tough break by us. Cassidy got a full hand on that ball, popped it up in the air, but our defenders were already getting ready to defend that hit. Kaya's already down. Look at Karenna. She's funneling towards the ball. Julia has her eyes on the ball. Everyone is absolutely trying to defend that ball. That's what we want to see on defense. So because it was popped up, it was kind of a fluky one. We couldn't get it. But at the end of a play, I don't mind seeing girls scrambled on the floor trying to keep that ball on the ground. That's an awesome job. And great job, Sarah, over there clapping, encouraging her teammates on, even though we lost it. It's great hustle all around, girls. Our last team defense clip we're going to review. I want to review Cassidy's serve on this one. Everybody knows that I keep harping on serves and hits about making contact with the ball ahead of your body, ahead of it, not on top of your head, not behind you. Reach out and go attack it. And this is a great example by Cassidy. She throws the ball up, steps, look at that big, strong step, gets her shoulder and all that weight transfer forward, and look at where she's making contact. Her arm is almost fully extended, and the ball is a good probably 6 or 8 inches ahead of her body. So the front of her body's here, the ball is ahead of it. Look at that ball go flying over. Excellent serve by Cassidy. They get a bump, set, and this one here is a little bit of a longer volley, but look at our defenders. As soon as we saw it was a free ball, they start to come off the net. Kaya defends it, goes to Maggie, pass the ball over, boom, we're right back on the net to defend. They get a bump, set, another free ball. Defenders were already in position. Whoops, wrong button there. Sorry. Go back to where we were. So they get a bump, set, and this one here. Watch, as soon as we yell free ball, look at Maggie, or Madison especially. It's kind of hard to see her there between Kaya and Cassidy. But as we yell free ball, she's already backing up. And because she's backing up, by the time the ball's hit and gets to her, she's already in position, so she's not running to make the play. That's what makes her have such an easy pass to get that ball set and give ourselves a chance for a good hit, get the ball over and in play, and ready to play again. And, oh, yeah, this is another good one because they execute a bump set hit, but with the hit, even though we lose the point, Maggie is right there. I'm sorry, not Maggie. Madison is right there. She gets a hand on that ball, giving us a chance to defend it. Julia and Kaya were exactly in the right. Look at that umbrella we have shaped there. That's the type of defense that we want. It was kind of a tough break. Madison got a hand on it, but it took an awkward bounce, so we just couldn't get to it quite in time. but that's the defense we want to be playing. If we do that all the time, we're going to win win our points much more often than not. This next one here is a good example of kind of a weird one, but this is just a good one of what I keep calling tracking the ball. So they serve the ball really hard. Julia kind of gets handcuffed. The ball hits her kind of high, so the bass kind of goes up and behind. But look what everyone's doing. As soon as that ball was hit high, Karenna, Madison, Julia, looks like, yeah, that's Kaya there, and Cassidy, all of you are tracking the ball. You're not just standing there turning your head, looking over at your shoulder. You're all facing the ball, so in case you're needed, you can get that ball. And that ball gets back in play. Kaya's ready because she's been tracking it. She's not surprised, and she's able to get that third hit over, giving us a chance to continue to play. So awesome, awesome way of tracking the ball.